I'm just trying to be your one and only, yeah. I'm like,
hey, welcome back to my channel. So I just quickly wanted to say sorry for not loading last Sunday. I basically got really bad sunburn and I actually had heat stroke. So I spent about 3 days in bed, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. My face is actually still peeling. I don't know if you can see it, so I can't even wear makeup. But yeah, for today's video I'm actually going to be doing a story time. I asked everyone on my Instagram, what would you rather watch? Would you rather see a story time, or would you rather do a 24-hour in my bathroom challenge? And everyone voted for story time, so here I am. Also, I'm really bad at telling stories, so just bear with me. Hopefully I don't make it too confusing for you guys, but let's get straight into it. The story is kind of long, so I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna use different names for people. So my best friend, I'm gonna name her Jess, for example, and the boyfriend the boy that I was talking to at the time, I'm gonna name him Jack. Okay, so I was on a night out with my best friend Jess, and like everything was fine, like, you know, we was just doing our thing, blah blah blah. Anyway, so it got to the end of the night, we still left the club and we was ready to go home, but then we bumped into the boy that I was talking to at the time. So basically we obviously stopped to say hello to him, blah blah, and then he offered us a lift home. So like, alright, cool, like, we're getting a lift home, so yeah. So everything was fine. Me and him sort of like started arguing. I'm just gonna try to keep the story like as short as possible, yeah. But yeah, we basically just started arguing. We was outside my best mate's Jess house. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I was very drunk, so in the end I just ended up passing out in the car. So they both dropped me back to my house, and on the way there the police was like for some reason the police was just following the car, and obviously I didn't know this till the next day, but the police was telling them, oh, like, you need to take her to the hospital, whatever. So they ended up driving me to the hospital, and then obviously they drove me to the hospital and they left me there. Obviously I didn't know this till the next day. I woke up the next day in hospital and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing here? I had no battery on my phone, I had no money on me, nothing. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I just got woken up by a nurse. Like, they was just like, you can go home now. I was like, okay, I don't even know what I'm doing here. But yeah, so I had no money, no phone, nothing, so I had to use the phone that was at the hospital to call a taxi. Okay, so I called a taxi now, got home, I messaged Jack, the boy that I was talking to at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, like, I just got home, what happened, blah blah blah. I messaged my best friend as well at the time, saying, oh yeah, like, I just got home, blah blah, why did you leave me? She told me that apparently they both left me because the ambulance people told them to go because apparently I was going to be there for ages or whatever. Anyway, so I was like, alright, cool, that's fine, that's understandable, so you're not going to be waiting in A&E for hours and hours for me to wake up. Okay, so again I FaceTimed Jack, and he was like, oh yeah, like, do not come to my house, I'll pay for a taxi. Okay, cool, so I just got to his house. Obviously got a taxi there, got there, everything was fine, we was just talking. Anyway, we ended up going back to sleep, and then when we woke up the next day, he was just acting really funny. He wasn't talking to me at all, like, he was just not talking to me. He dropped me home. Yeah, cool. So this is where it all starts. This is the reason why I don't trust anyone. I do not trust anyone. Okay, so it turns out that my best friend at the time was going behind my back and telling Jack everything that I was doing. When I say everything I was doing, I mean, like, if I was going to the club and I was like dancing with someone, or just anything I was doing, she was going behind my back and telling him. Bear in mind, yeah, like, oh, I don't know which point where to go, but like, Jack used to ask me all the time, it's just your best friend. I was like, yes, she is. He was like, oh, how much do you trust her? I was like, well, I trust her with all my life, like literally with all my life. He was like, are you sure you trust her? Like, he just always kept asking me these weird questions that I started to question. Like, I started to question it myself, like, do I trust her? Which I did. Do you get what I mean? Like, I was very convinced I trusted her. I literally just trusted her with all my life. Anyway, so months later, he calls me. Obviously, me and him are not talking because of what happened, but months later he called me and he was like, oh, I've got something to tell you. And I was like, why? What is it? He was like, oh, I slept with Jess. I was like, what? That's impossible. That didn't happen. That's impossible. I was like, sorry, but I don't believe you. He was like, alright, believe what you want, whatever. I was like, alright, cool. So I must have called my best friend and I was like, what? Why is Jack ringing me saying that he slept with you, whatever? She was just like, oh, he's probably just trying to like get in between us or whatever. So I was like, yeah, alright, whatever, like, yeah, probably true. Anyway, so obviously, like, things started to get better between me and him, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes they was both at my house, like, at the same time, and they used to always, like, laugh between each other. And I was always confused because they would just look at each other and they'll start laughing. And I used to think, what's going on? Like, I want to laugh too. Like, I'm not getting this. And he'll spit random words like, you oval, or this and that. So I'm thinking, what? So basically, he used to just like wind me up, but I thought he was just winding me up. And I thought she was just like going along with it. Anyway, so that kept going on, blah, blah. Months later again, he was like, oh, like, I slept with Jess, why don't you believe me? And I was like, she would never do that to me. She just would never do that to me. She wouldn't dare, like, she wouldn't do that to me. He was like, oh, are you sure? Like, I've got a video and everything. I was like, what do you mean you have a video? You're lying. I just know you're lying. I was like, let me see the video then. Obviously, he wouldn't show me the video. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna believe this. Unless I see proof, I am not believing this. So anyway, I rang her again and I told her. She's like, oh, why is he lying? Why is he trying to cause so much shit? I was like, listen, just leave it. Just leave it. He's obviously trying to, like, ruin our friendship. So just leave it. She's like, yeah, alright, whatever, cool. Anyway, so a couple months later again, he rings me and he's like, listen, I slept with Jess. I was like, oh my god, no, you have not. So it's like, swear on your daughter's life you slept with Jess. He sworn his daughter's life. So it's like, what? Okay. This is weird now. Like, I'm starting to believe this. So I must have told her and I was like, listen, I asked her, I said, did you sleep with Jack? She was like, no, how can you think of me like that? I will never do that to you, blah, blah. And she just started getting, like, very offensive. So I'm not gonna lie, like, I did feel guilty. So I was like, you know what, I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for, obviously, not believing you or whatever. Anyway, so he finally decides to show me the video. So my heart just dropped. My heart dropped. It just dropped. It just dropped. The girl that I just had all my trust in, the girl that I trusted with my life, like, I just felt so betrayed. So betrayed. So it turns out that all along, everything that he's been finding out about me, it's been coming from her. So let's go back to the story where I went to the hospital and I got a taxi to his house after the hospital. As I was on my way there, she was on her way back to her house. No. No. You think you can ever chat to me again? No, mate. No, mate, to this day it still angers me. I'm not gonna lie, still angers me. Like, I'm really confused. But yeah, so it turns out that everything that he's been finding about me has actually been coming from her. Like, they had been talking for ages. They even went to Yeovil together. What? How can you do that to your best friend? The one girl that does everything for you, and you turn around and you betray her like that. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a person that I've never really had a trust issues like that. But right now I literally can't trust anyone. I just don't trust anyone. But yeah, anyway. So at the time I was going to London. So I went to London, and I remember my Jess, she was pregnant at the time. And once I got to London, like 2 days later, she was like, oh yeah, like, I've lost the baby. But obviously, bear in mind, I know that she slept with the boy that I'm madly in love with, which she knew. Like, she knew how much stuff I went through for him. Do you get what I mean? So anyway, yeah, she's telling me like she's lost the baby. But obviously, I'm upset in it because at the end of the day, that is my best friend. I know what she's just done to me is disgusting, but so I'm just telling her like everything's fine, like don't worry, like we'll get through this, like, you know, just the things that you do, you know. Bear in mind, like, this time I'm just trying to hold all my anger in, because he told me, like, once he told me, he was like, oh, don't worry, like, we'll catch her out, just don't say anything to her, yeah, we'll do something to catch her out, to make her tell you, blah, blah. I was like, you're right, whatever, I'll keep it quiet. Anyway, so weeks gone by, I'm back in Bournemouth now. He rings me and he's like, I've just told her that, you know. I'm like, what? We was meant to wait. We was meant to, like, tell her together. We was meant to, like, you know, we was planning how to tell her that I knew, whatever. And you just told her like that. But anyway, so someone on the phone to him, whilst he's telling me that she knows that I know, just texts me now saying, oh, Jack is, just chatting shit again, saying that I slept with you. He's gonna ring you to tell you that I slept with him. Sorry. And I said, you know what? I'm not having this anymore. I'm just not hiding it. So it's like, just to let you know, I know that you slept with him. She was like, oh no, I haven't. I will never do that to you. I was like, listen, I've seen a video. And that's when everything changed. That's when everything changed. She was like, oh wait, this was an iMessage. She Snapchatted me and she sent me some longest massive paragraph saying, oh, I did sleep with him, I'm sorry, I was drunk, blah blah blah, please don't be mad at me, blah blah blah. Let me tell you something, yeah, this girl must have not felt sorry at all, because she deleted the paragraph. She literally just deleted the whole text, apologising. So to me, well, if you're sending me a paragraph saying how much you're sorry or blah blah blah, and then you delete that, you're obviously not sorry. That's just not coming from the heart. But anyway, stupid of me. Obviously, I only got pissed off for like 5 minutes, whatever. I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, we've been best friends for however long. We've been through so much together. Like, we can get through this. We've got through so much worse. So I decided to forgive her. Blah blah blah. But then I started finding out more stuff that just started building up. So yeah, I just started finding out more stuff about her and him, and I just couldn't do it. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, I'm a person that forgives really really easily, but this time I just couldn't do it. I literally just couldn't do it. Like, that's how I knew. That's just how I knew that I was so angry and I felt so betrayed, because I couldn't forgive her. But yeah, and then not long ago she actually messaged me saying like, I miss you, blah blah blah. And I said to her, bear in mind, like, I've been having dreams about this girl and everything, like about the whole situation happening, you know when you just get images in your head. So I got a message from her like apologising, and it really did sound like an honest apology. So it's like, you know what, like, okay, we can work this out. I had a bit of time, you know, to get over it, blah blah blah. I said to her, I've been waiting for you to reach out to me properly. So she's telling me like, oh yeah, how she misses me, she's willing to like prove that she's sorry, blah blah blah. So I'm like, alright, cool, whatever, everyone deserves a second chance, so I'm giving her a second chance. So like a week later, I broke my finger, and she offered to come to the hospital with me. So it's like, okay, cool, yeah, like, that's nice of you. She came to the hospital with me. After that, I never ever heard from this girl again. Ever. Ever. She was meant to be my best mate. Listen, I just have no words. All I have to say in it is that's the reason I don't trust anyone. I just don't trust anyone. I'm still so angry because of this girl. How could you do that to someone? I really don't get it. But yeah, that's the reason I just don't trust anyone. Yeah, I have nothing to say. Literally, I just have nothing to say. If you see this, by the way, I'm sorry. Just be glad I changed your name, because yeah. Oh, let's not forget, yeah, she had a boyfriend at the time as well. Was she done all this? But yeah. Right, I hope that you guys didn't get too bored. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. But the moral of the story is, don't trust anyone. No matter how close you are to them, no matter how many years you've been friends for, no matter what they've done for you, don't ever trust anyone. Because they'll just stab you in the back, like, yeah, they'll just stab you in the back, so, yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this story time. And make sure you subscribe to my channel to not miss any videos if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah.
I'm liking you.